Funding for this edition of Jann Scott Tonight is provided by the Baobab Tree. By Boulder Army Store. By Mike's Marine. By Boulder Denver Couriers. By Eads News and Smoke Shop. By Silver and Gold. By the Deli Zone. By Tulagi on the Hill.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's not just a TV talk show host. He's a TV talk show superhero. For your viewing enjoyment, please welcome Jann Scott.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the big show. Jann Scott here with you for the next hour. Big program lined up tonight. We're going to visit the Hill. We visited it over the weekend. On Saturday and Sunday, they had the Hill redevelopment and celebration and a bike race on Sunday. So we went up on the Hill and talked to people, both students and merchants, about what they thought about the Hill redevelopment. We'll also talk to you about that tonight. Plus we have our updates. We'll be talking to you live on the telephone. We'll also be talking to the comment line tonight. We'll hear some of your calls. But first, some of our updates. First, the Ramsey's update. Mrs. Ramsey was on Larry King Live the other night, and one of the things that she said was that she called the Globe and the tabloid media trash, and that they had published a picture of her daughter. And I told you, remember I've been going off about the, I've been going on about the national media and how they've treated not only the Ramseys but other people, you know, and they killed Princess Di. They killed her. She is dead because of them. But a story came out in the Rocky Mountain News today. Charlie Brennan actually got a story right today. He used named sources. And here's the story. It says, magazine somehow gets copy of Ramsey DA, Boulder police deny releasing it. This is the ransom note. It's released today. It's not in the Boulder paper, but it is in the Denver paper. It's here in full context. And the actually, I probably should read some of it. Should I read the whole thing to you? I don't know. It's almost all been released, but it is signed by SBTC. You'll probably see it in the camera tomorrow. I don't know. This letter was published in Vanity Fair, and no one seems to know where they got it, all right? The DA said they didn't release it to Vanity Fair. The Ramsey said they didn't release it. So who had a copy of it? I'll tell you who. Peter Boyles. Peter Boyles has announced in his radio show over the past 4 months that he has that letter, you know, and Boyles gave it to him. If anybody gave it to him, it's Boyles. You know, the guy's a scumbag. Peter Boyles is a scumbag. You know, just absolutely no doubt about it. God, I hate that guy. Anyways, this story goes on. Charlie Brennan actually used named sources for the first time ever in covering the Ramsey stuff. Cops said they didn't release the note. Now, also, there's another story in today's Rocky Mountain News, which says the DA is not going to Quantico with the police. And the way I see it is it looks like the police have not put together a good enough case for Alex Hunter, and he does not want to deal with the police investigation until they've got a tight case to give him. That's the way I read it. All right. Princess Di. Of course, she's dead. And what I say is that she was murdered by the tabloid press, an uncaring, jealous, royal outlaw family, and a stupid drunk driver, not to mention a piece of crap Mercedes limousine that wasn't built properly. You know, on that limo, had they, you know, and I race cars, I race stock cars, and I've wrecked them at 120 miles an hour. If they put in tubes in front of the car, and they put in a good roll cage, and they put in good steel and a good tubular chassis, they could have hit that car at 80 or 120, and everybody would have walked away. Had they put in more airbags in the back. Of course, those folks didn't have airbags on. I don't know. I mean, I can take your calls on that, too. What do you think? I look at it this way. One is the media murdered Princess Di. Two, Mercedes builds a piece of crap car. That car shouldn't have crumbled. They should, if you have that kind of money, you can afford to build a car where all the airbags come out. They could have put 3 in the passenger compartment and 2 down each door side. It, would have been like hitting a cushion. I personally could have designed a better car. Oh, yes, I could. I mean, I've designed race cars before. I could have designed one that would have kept those guys alive. All right. City Council. Here's a story that appears today in the Boulder Planet by Julie Jargon, and it says, City Attorney Joe DeRames said it's up to City Council to decide whether or not to hire a special prosecutor to investigate itself. On August 7th, Boulder resident Margaret Stewart, if you saw that letter in the Daily Camera, she addressed a letter to DeRames asking him to investigate City Council's involvement in the former city manager Honey's May suspension of open space director. Now, in a nutshell, what happened here was Honey got some complaints about this guy, Jim Crane, who turns out to be kind of a Führer-type Nazi, angry, abusive guy. He's run open space for a long time. So people in his department complained to the city manager. The city manager looked at the complaints and suspended him and said, okay, we're going to have an investigation. And what did some of the city council members do? They did something illegal. They got involved in the city manager's business, and they forced him to resign. I think that was an illegal act, a criminal act, and I will predict here and now that we not only will get an investigation by the Sheriff's Department, but the DA is going to have to prosecute some of those people, and I think we can say bye-bye to Lisa Morrell and a few of the other city council members. They had absolutely no business interfering with the city manager's job. Investigate city council is what I say. They deserve it. It's time. Let's do it. So, Tim Honey was one of the best city managers we ever had. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have this CATV down here. When we went before City Council 3 years ago and said, look, TCI is going to shut down public access. We need somebody to intervene. City Council had the city manager look into it. And, within 2 years, we've got a full-blown facility that's state-of-the-art. And as nice as any facility in the country. State of the art. Zach Daudert's back here with us. Folks are posted. Can you get a shot inside the studio there? Zach, isn't this studio state of the art?
That's right, Jan. It's high-tech, state-of-the-art facility here at the Dairy Center for the Arts.
That's exactly right. Okay. So Boyles is a scumbag. Investigate city council, and I don't know. Oh. J-Cor, some of our enemies at J-Cor. They finally did this community, they did something good besides being vampires. And it's in the Denver Post. Boulder Papers missed this again. It's in the Denver Post. KHOW 2, which is the old KBCO that Bob Greenlee made millions on, offered the station to see you. It's the gift of a radio station studied by officials. You know what? I'm not going to take any calls right now, Gabe. We're going to we'll call everybody back later on. For the first time, music, news, and sports and other programming could waft onto the airwaves from the University of Colorado campus. If the university officials succeed in plans to acquire a broadcast station, J-Cor, the evil empire J-Cor, has offered to donate to CU KBCO AM, which is, 1190 on the AM dial? So that CU can actually have its own radio station, 5,000 watt station. It's a daytimer. I think it's a good thing, but there's one thing I want you to know, that the FM signal, one of the FM signals here in Boulder can be contested by CU. CU could actually get its own FM signal because I don't quite know the details of how it all works, but I've been told by a radio consultant that used to work for KBCO that anybody in Boulder could protest J-Cor and get this FM signal away. So what J-Cor is doing is they're offering down kind of a lousy AM signal, and Boulder could probably snag the KTCL signal if we wanted, if somebody around here were smart enough in radio. But that's doubtful. Okay, but anyways, it's a good move by J-Cor. At least it's something besides the abuse that they have heaped upon this community, upon the Ramsey family, upon our mayor, upon our people, upon our alcohol policy and what we're trying to do to help our kids. So they finally have done something, and this is the first time in 2 years that I've ever had anything positive to say about J-Cor. And hey, if we get KHOW2 or if we get the old KBCO signal, it's a good thing for the university. The students definitely need a broadcast station. Okay, couple of other things here. Now for our binge drinking and rioting update. Binge drinking and rioting by college students is back on the front pages. It was supposed to be a front page article in this edition of Time magazine, but it ended up being a close-up shot. It ended up being a they took it off the cover and put Princess Di on since Princess Di is dead. And here's the inside story on Time today. LSU, 1 student dead, 11 in the hospital. Okay, last weekend in Fort Collins, the students rioted. They got drunk, they fought with the police, and they tried to burn down some buildings. Unfortunately, the SWAT team was able to suppress it. All across the country, binge drinking on college campuses this fall is a big issue. The police also told me that they are not looking forward to this weekend's game with CSU. You've got 2 schools that have recently rioted, and they're going to come together into a football clash. And usually football season brings binge drinking, and people get, football kind of produces violence anyways. People leave the game and they want to beat the crap out of each other and want to break windows, start fires, and then of course we have to bring the police in to stop all of that. CU, in a what I call a PR ploy by the football team, has decided that they're going to try to raise funds for the Fort Collins flood victims. What I want to know is, why the hell don't the football teams get together and pay for the riots that they caused, that the students caused in in the 2 cities? We need $360,000 in Boulder to pay for our riot. How about a fundraiser here, football team, CU students? How about raising some money to pay for the damage that you caused our city? How about that? What the hell? Why raise money for flood victims in Fort Collins when the students up there are just going to get drunk and burn the town again? I mean, they tried to do it last weekend. You're watching Jann Scott live here. Okay, we got some calls that came in over the past week. We'll take some of those, right now. Let's go to the comment line, and here are some of your calls to our TV show.
Yeah, you claim that the war on drugs is a good thing because, and I quote that you said, anything that is stopping drug use is a good thing. Well, the war on drugs has been going on for 20 years. It hasn't stopped drug use in America. and all it's done is imprison a lot of people who probably shouldn't be there and waste a lot of money.
Well, no, the war on drugs, you have to remember, people go to prison for not only drug dealing, but they go to prison for the crimes that they're involved in. If you legalize drug, will it start to stop the crimes? No, because people get crazy when they do a lot of drugs and they go out and they rob and shoot and beat each other up anyways. And also, if we legalize drugs, they'll just move into prostitution and the porn industry. So that's a stupid idea. Let's go to the next caller.
Hey, I'm calling you about your Sunday morning show. You need to get your facts straight because 10 years ago, this town had alcohol at all the at the CU football games for one, and it was much more of a party school back then. It has become more of a yuppie town. I grew up in this town, and it's become all about money and all about a messed up city government we have and our city council. Thanks.
Yeah, well, no. You guys get drunk and you riot. You get drunk and you step out of the bars at night and you beat the crap out of each other. That's the problem. I mean, look. You know why I'm talking about this stuff? Not to just be a harangue. It's because I love you kids. I love you guys. I care about you a lot, and a lot of other people in this community care about you. And we know, let's put it this way. A lot of our parents were alcoholics. Estimates are around 30%. Your parents, maybe 50% of them are alcoholics. Why do we want to foist that upon you? We've decided to have some kind of tough love. As our Chief Kobe said, it's about love. And that's what it's about. That's what the alcohol policy is about. I mean, you can wiggle and try to squirm your way out of it, but the truth is the truth. When you take too many drugs and you drink too much, bad things happen. Let's go to the next call.
Sent today at 11:09 a.m.
Yo, Jan, please explain to us why our police chief declined to take $100,000 from the city council to hire 6 more officers and to help out with the budget. I don't understand that.
Okay, well, I talked to Tom Kobe. I've got the answer for you on this. I talked to Tom Kobe, our chief. What he needed was more money to do. He wanted to do one hiring, and city council proposed two different budgets to hire two different sorts of police officers. They wanted to have 2 different hirings. The problem is that it cost an enormous amount of money to do a training, and he wanted to do one training this year with one hiring. So that's why he turned it down, and he said, no, look, we need more at one time, and that's the answer to that. Okay, next call.
Yo, Jan the man, you got fans out there, and you must be butter because you are on a roll, my friend.
That's right.
Keep up the good work, and keep working on that set and that budget. Peace.
Yeah. The set and the budget. Hey, what's wrong with the set? I kind of like it. All right, next call. It's black.
Message.
It's cool.
To erase this message.
Jan, my name is Ian. I'm a regular listener to your program, and I think you have a good show, and like most of the time I agree with it. But when you treat callers rude and won't even take time to debate their point and just say you don't have time and hang up, it just makes it seem like you're in for this whole show just to, act like a fringe talk show host like Channel 2 News cameraman said about you. Hey. I mean, I think a lot of these people are doing the best they can, and, they work for the news moguls, the big corporate machine, but,
Yeah. Well, look, here's the story, okay, is that, some people need me to be rude to them because they act like idiots. They call up here and they want to push drugs and they come up with lame excuses and try to defend irresponsible behavior. You know what? We will take some live calls right now, too. If we get any, I'll take them. Let's go to the next call on the comment line. Hi, who's this? Okay. I'll take a comment line call. Doesn't matter. You're watching Jann Scott Live
personally,
here.
I would just like to say that I think that Jann Scott is a rude person because he doesn't listen to what the other person that's talking on the phone says, for one. And number 2, he has no clue what he's talking about. There's no such thing as an addiction to marijuana. He's pure stupid. My mother is 41 years old. She smoked it for about 30 years.
Well, she's stupid.
And you can't tell me she is in the best shape of her life.
Yeah.
And she has no problems. You cannot tell me
Give
that
me
it's
a
going to ruin
break.
your life.
Yeah. you're on drugs yourself. You know, if your mother smoked pot for 30 years, she's a dope. That's why they call it dope. That's the problem, see? Moms and dads, boomers, you know, smoke pot, keep it in the drawer. We get our kids started on it. We have a drug and alcohol epidemic in this country, and that's it. And there is proof that marijuana is addiction. The National Science Foundation just came out with a study this summer. They're coming out left and right. The evidence has been there. The denial is the problem. Okay, we're going to go talk to, is it Central?
It's Central.
Yeah, hi, what's up?
Man, I just think that everyone's got the right to their own opinion, but you shouldn't be having no time to hit up on my favorite date.
Your favorite what?
My favorite date.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, you rule and have a good night.
All right. Whatever. Talk to you later. Let's go to the, we'll take your calls live here, 440-3572, and back to the comment line.
Hi,
Jann
Jan,
Scott
my
live.
friend. I'm watching you talking to my esteemed pot-smoking 19-year-old colleague on the show.
Yeah.
And while I can't say he's really sticking up for the cause too well, I can say, gosh, man, how do you know that they take all the seeds out of the pot? Where are you getting your dope, man?
Hey, I got a lot of pals who are drug addicts and drug users. I help a lot of people get off dope. I see dope every single day of the week. I see what it does to people, and you know, we do our bit here to try to help you guys get off drugs that are you know, that are on them. So hey, you know, I've done my share. I know what it's about. I know what happens when you do it too long. You don't end up like what's his name's mother either. John, hi, you're on the air.
How you doing, Jan?
All right.
All right, I had two questions for you.
Yeah.
One comment that you made earlier tonight, you said that the CU football team caused the rioting and the drinking.
The students did.
Okay, well, the CU football team, why should they have to raise money to pay for that? Shouldn't that be a responsibility of the students of the football team?
Well, I'm just saying if they're gonna raise money for the flood up there in Fort Collins, why don't they raise the money for the riots down here? You know.
Well, that was because it was a natural disaster. The riots were incited by a number of factors.
And even more reason why the students should get off their denial horses there and raise the money. Incidentally, we did nearly have a riot with the CU football team. They were at a party a couple weeks ago. Rick Neuheisel had to be called, and the students started to play the race card. And they talked to Steve Headley, and they said, and Neuheisel said to Headley, he said, "Well, my players say you're being racist." And Headley said, "No, we're not being racist. These guys have underage drinkers. We either want the beer or we're going to bust them."
Were they carded?
Huh?
Were they carded?
Yeah, they were carded, but the fact of the matter is the CU football team, they played the race card, and that's a real bullshit move to pull in this community. Shame on the football team.
I had another question about your comment about Princess Diana before.
Yeah.
That it's the paparazzi that killed him.
Yeah.
You don't think the blood alcohol level of .175 had something to do with that?
Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
And that he was going 120 miles an hour.
I don't know how fast he was going, but certainly did. But, you know, the press just killed her in the same way Peter Boyles and the tabloid press tried to kill Patsy Ramsey. They would be happy, and a lot of people would be happy if she committed suicide or died from cancer. But what I want to know is what if they're innocent and somebody murdered their child and the press murdered the Ramseys? I've had it up to here with the press. They are a disgusting bunch of vultures. Thanks for your call, John. Back to the comment line. I'm Jann Scott. You're watching Jann Scott live here.
And because I have served some of my internship with some of the local high schools here in Denver, I don't know, I kind of thought that maybe there's some new policies being established and some bills passed and so forth, or maybe some different tactics or some more effective, something serious.
Yeah. Well, you know, there are a lot of drugs in the high schools. You know, Boulder High. They've said there are no problems getting drugs in Boulder High. Boulder High is overrun with drugs and alcohol, and it is a real problem. And the problem is when you have parents using drugs around kids. The kids pick up the drugs, they take it to school, and turn their friends onto it. And it's really it's terrible. And parents should be more responsible in this community. They're not. Is it Willie or Welly? Wellia.
It's Wellica.
Hi.
Hi. I was actually wondering if you've ever smoked marijuana yourself.
Hey, I'm a full-blown drug addict. You bet. I've been off the stuff for 20 years.
And
thanks for your call. Good night. And now, the next thing we're going to do is we went up on the hill over the weekend and shot some video up there during the hill redevelopment. And there's a 6-part series coming your way. We also have a music video. So Reinventing the Hill next on Jann Scott Live. Well, Express Aroma has changed. They've put this outdoor cafe in here along this side, and they're petitioning the city planning department so they can put one out here. Now, we talked with Doug, the new general manager, and he said that if they put seating outside here, it'll eliminate all the drug dealing and all the junkies in front of Express Aroma. We've been working really closely with them. You know, over the past 2 years, we've criticized Express Aroma. Guess what? We made up. Yeah, they're my friends now. And there's a lot of good things going on here. They're going to declare Express Aroma a drug-free zone, and there's a huge attempt to remodel it on the inside and on the outside. Jann Scott at the Hill redevelopment and celebration. What do you think about it?
I think the new roads are great for the bike race tomorrow.
Oh yeah, are you guys racing?
Oh, we are, yeah.
Oh, are you on a racing team?
Yeah.
You're not kidding. Which one?
The Stanford University cycling team.
We're not talking to these guys. So you both lived here your whole life?
Yes, we have.
Yeah. And what do you think about what's going on with the Hill and all the redevelopment changes?
I'm surprised they're doing it because of the riots. Our people caused so much damage.
Yeah. So you're amazed that they're even fixing it up?
Mm-hmm. Very surprised.
What do you think about the future? What do you think the future will hold?
For the Hill?
Yeah.
I think it's going to attract a lot more people, but not because they're redoing it, because of the excitement type of.
Yeah. Today, big party and lots of bands and everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I've never seen it like this before. Yeah. But it's nice. It's a lot different at night, though.
Oh, really? How's that?
Can I ask, what are they trying to accomplish by fixing it up? Are they trying to change the scene of the people?
It's getting better all the time. I used to get mad at my school. Can't complain. Teachers that taught me weren't cool. I can't complain. You're holding me down, turning me round, building me up.
How do you see the Hill redevelopment going?
Seems to be going along surprisingly well in terms of speed. I thought in the initial phases they were going to get backlogged in work, but they seem to have done a good job on execution.
Yeah. So, and you've done your own redevelopment right here. You have all these painting. Nice.
Yeah, we've been having some of the local kids and a couple guys from Denver as well do these murals up here. Kind of twofold reasoning for that would be discourages the local taggers from scarring my walls, and the other one is they're cool. They look really good.
Yeah, they are really nice. We need more murals in both.
I agree. Yeah, there's definitely artists around to provide them, so I don't really see why anybody wouldn't have them do it.
What do you see for the future of the Hill from the past problems?
I'm not sure how I stand on the whole problem thing. It seems to be blown up a little bit by the press, as opposed to what actually happened. For example, my building was completely unscathed. I mean, as you can see, this is a wall of windows. I had no problems. My dumpster was fine.
Of course it was unscathed. The SWAT team was underneath in the parking lot.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, I wish they would have cleaned up their trash when they left that, because boy, they left a lot of donut wrappers and stuff. Yeah.
The cops and donuts, what can I tell you? So you work at Pizza Colore?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, how do you like the Hill redevelopment?
It looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how much improvement it did, but it looks really nice.
Yeah.
Got some new stuff.
What are your hopes for the future on the Hill?
Oh, I just hope that the kids can still hang out here like myself, and we can, you know, this is our area. This is where we live, and I hope it remains that way.
Did you go to CU?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, what year are you in?
I'm a junior.
And where are you from?
I'm from Denver, actually. Yep. Good old Colorado.
Do you have any changes that you want to see?
Changes I want to see on the Hill?
Yeah.
No, I think it's doing pretty well. I'd like to see them get rid of the parking meters, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, me too. The Hill redevelopment.
No, I love it.
Come on, tell us.
I really, seriously?
What? Yeah.
I really liked it. I really think I'm in favor of it. I think it's something that should have been done a long time ago.
This might be cool too.
What do you think of the Hill redevelopment? And you know they're going to put all fences down along the concrete, those beautiful fences. You're going to see them in a little while. And what are your thoughts on it? What do you think of the Hill? What do you see for the future of the Hill? Do you think it's going to help? If you're a student especially, you know, that seems to be the student area. Espresso Roma, they have a new manager up there. The part owner told me that he has a 100% commitment to clean the junkies out and the dope dealers out from in front of it, and in fact asked my help to do it, and we are going to help them do it. So your thoughts on that? 440-3572. We have one line, and then when you call, we'll put you on hold, and we'll go back to the video. Here comes part 2 of Reinventing the Hill on Jann Scott Live.
He said there's nothing that can't be cured, nothing that can't be cured, nothing that can't be cured. He said nothing that can't be cured, nothing that can't be cured. He said that nothing that can't be cured. Said nothing that nothing that can't be. Said nothing that can't be cured, nothing that can't be cured, nothing that can't be cured. Said nothing that can't be cured, nothing that can't be cured. Nothing that can't be cured, nothing that can't be cured. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.
So Wendy Wu, famous Boulder musician. So what do you think of the Hill redevelopment?
Yeah, I'm glad it's over with. It looks good up here. I worked up here. I've been working up here for many years, so it was nice to do the grand opening and.
Yeah. So what do you see for the future on the Hill? Because we've been a lot of problems in the past.
Oh boy. I don't. Like I said, I've been up here. I've been working up here for 5 years. I saw the riots.
Yeah.
I've had many things happen to my vehicle, and it's been pretty crazy up here. I don't know if this is going to help much. We'll see. We'll see. It definitely looks nicer. You know, you give it much more of a mall feel.
Yeah. Well, we've had past problems. We
yes,
know
it's
that,
true.
right?
It's true. I don't know if this will. I mean, was all the construction to, get some of the problems out of the way?
Trying to clean it up. They're going to put some fences down and.
That's good, because I was afraid they built this big cement step that people are going to fall off.
No, they got these beautiful fences that are going to.
Oh, that'd be nice. So they got some nice new trees and stuff.
Yeah, and this is really an area for the college kids, and they're going to try to, sort of support that. I mean, I realize we're a diverse community, but. But you've had problems yourself. I mean, if Wendy Wu herself has had problems with the riots, then you kids at home who are hippies and smoking pot, well, learn how to behave, right?
Well, no, I mean, I don't think it was their fault. I think it was just as much the police as it was the students.
Do you think the cops went off?
I think that there was so much energy and that it just happened. I mean, it just clashed. The cops were out of line by opening tear gas and bullets, but then the students were out of line for hitting them in the head with rocks.
Throwing Molotov
it was totally. Yeah. And I was right in the middle of the entire thing. And I also heard that the city wasn't lending to anyone who got injured during the time. But I was up here working and I got tear gassed.
Yeah.
And if I had gone to the hospital and they turned me away, I'm an employee. I'm not just. I've been here. I'm a local. I've been here my whole life. So. It's exciting.
How many albums do you have out?
It's my first album. It's called Angels in the Crowd. So I got 11 songs on it.
Is it in the charts?
Yeah, but we're working on it. It's in the record stores.
It's in the record stores right now?
Yeah.
And it's in the charts with a bullet? No.
What's that?
Is it in the charts with a bullet?
Yeah, we're working on it.
You're on KBCO?
Working on it. KGNU, got a lot of radio shows, KBVI.
KBCO, have they not started playing? Is Ginger playing it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Ginger, start playing Wendy's CD. I mean, look, she's here. Your name's there. Also, The Fox. Come on. Alice. The Peak. Play the goddamn record.
Actually, Alice has been great. Cha-Cha from Alice has been really supportive. Yeah, they actually let us do an opener for a meet and greet for the Indigo Girls up at Red Rocks, me and Hannah, which was really fun.
Yeah.
So they've been great. So
what do you guys think of the Hill redevelopment?
I think it's nice.
Yeah.
A lot of nice concrete and structures.
Good. And do you guys sleep up here?
Yeah.
You
No, I got an apartment over there.
Yeah. Okay. And do you go to high school here in Boulder? Or?
Rock climb.
Rock climbing, and what do you do?
I go to school in Steamboat.
Oh, really?
Spend some nights above Moe's Bagels at his place.
Oh, yeah. And how do you like all the new here?
It's nice. This is only my second time here, but it's fun.
Okay. You kids are going to stay out of trouble, right?
Of
And not take any drugs.
That's right.
Yeah, no drugs, right?
No drugs.
Can we look at
Is that going to be on television?
Yeah. Well, I talked to the owner of Josh and John's, Fred. He's actually the manager. And he told me he was really discouraged with the activity here on the Hill. They lost a lot of money. If they didn't have 2 other stores, this one would have gone broke. They see it as a family kind of ice cream place, and because of all the activity that has been up here on the Hill, there's not much here right now, but late at night, it gets pretty late, and it's almost put him out of business. So he's a guy that's very discouraged, but hopefully the Hill redevelopment will come back, and families will feel good about coming back up here. So what do you think about going up on the Hill now? What do you think of the redevelopment? And if you're a family or mom and dad have the trouble on the Hill and all the scumbags hanging out between all up and down 13th Street, if they kept you off the Hill, almost put Josh and John's broke. And what do you think about the changes that are going on up there? This is our way of trying to help the Hill come back. We want to see that happen. 440-3572. And Zach Daudert, videographer, and I went up on the Hill and spent a couple days up there and visited with people day and night and talked to them and merchants and students, hippies, everybody about the Hill. There definitely was a positive feel in the air. So take your calls between segments here. In fact, we have a call right now. Is that right? Okay, we'll go and talk with Jeff. Hi, Jeff. You're on the air.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good, good.
Yeah, I was just wanted to call and say that I think that the improvements up on the Hill are great.
You
I
like
think it looks great. I think it's good that they clean everything up. I'm all for it. Go see you.
Hey, do you go to CU?
Yeah, I do.
What year are you in?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior. Okay, hey, great. Are you in the football team or what?
No.
Good.
Just a big fan.
Yeah, me too. Well, that's good. Thanks for your call, Jeff. Okay, bye. Back to the video. Here comes part 3 on reinventing the Hill. What do you think of the redevelopment and how it's going from the past to future?
Well, it's definitely an improvement. It's not exactly what we anticipated for the amount of time it took them and the construction cost that they anticipated doing. But it's definitely nicer. It's nicer for the pedestrians and walking, and it's good for business.
Now, did it hurt you over the summer, the construction?
Oh, absolutely. It hurt every merchant up here. People didn't want to drive up here, and especially when this road was blocked off, it hurt business. So, definitely.
What do you see for the future? Are they going to put fences down through? They're going to put these nice wrought iron fences are going up, and the streets repaved. And what else do you see that's going to be happening?
Well, I think I think the riots are only going to develop depending on how they treat the students. If they let the frat houses drink, and if they let the students have the same rights that any other college kids have, then we should be fine. I think the outburst wasn't really because of what the Hill looks like. I think it was because of the rights taken away from the students.
Do you think we ought to maybe turn the bars back to 3-2 bars and get the hard alcohol off the Hill? Because the kids seem to go nuts when they get really pumped up on hard alcohol, don't they?
Well, I'd have to say no on that one, because I hit the bars sometimes myself.
Yeah.
But I don't think that would be a good idea, because then people are going to be bringing in from out of state or from Denver or.
So you think just leave them alone?
I think let things be and just try to control it. Maybe get a little bit more police enforcement up here, and especially at 2 o'clock in the morning, and have police patrolling the Hill areas and around the bars. But I mean, you can't cut back. If you're 20 years old and you want to party, you're going out. That's the bottom line. I went to college 4.5 years, and I was the same way. And there would be no restrictions on whether you're 19, 20, even if you don't have ID, you're gonna drink. And if they're going to want to drink, let them drink, Just control it a little bit more.
You go to school at CU?
Yes.
Are you in a sorority?
Uh-huh.
Which one?
Pi Beta Phi.
Okay, and what year are you in?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore. And what do you think of the Hill redevelopment? How do you like it so far?
Yeah, we're just talking about the little waves. I like them. Looks good.
Yep.
Looks real good.
Looking forward to a big day?
Just like any other day. Not too exciting.
Well, do you like the cones? The orange cones?
Sure. Add a little color, it's always good.
Well, it looks pretty nice. I just came back from Michigan, and everything looks real nice. So you're talking about these pedestrian walks here. That looks real good.
The ribbons. Yeah, now let's look at the cones. Come on over here. What do you think of these cones? These are great. I think these are, what are these supposed to do? Light up? Is that the idea?
Are the cones to stay here?
They're going to stay.
They are?
Yeah. And they're going to flash.
Well, why? So no, this is just going to be for the day, the cones here?
No, the cones are permanent. They're going to bolt them down. See, they have the holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, bolt them down, and then they flash and they give us even orange light. That's my understanding.
So this is literally going to be closed the whole time. I didn't understand that.
No, I don't know. What the hell do I know? I'm on drugs. I don't take drugs and kids don't too. What do you think of the redevelopment of the hill and the celebration today?
Yeah, I think it'll be real nice when we get it all complete, and it'll be an improvement for the future. Hurt things while the construction was going on, but I think in the long run it'll be quite nice.
It looks really nice. I think it makes it better for people who are just going to walk down the street. Although I thought they were going to close off the street permanently, but I guess not.
Doesn't look like that's going to happen. You go to CU, right?
Yeah.
Are you in a sorority or anything?
Nope. I live just in a house on the hill.
And you have your buffalo hat on?
Yes.
Why?
I like the school, and I don't know, it's a good way to support it.
Yep. What year are you in?
Sophomore.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Eric Henson. I'm with 1360, Boulder Space for Youth. I'm the assistant director with 1360. And what we are is we're a youth center for high school age kids from the city of Boulder. Any kid who's in high school at a city of Boulder school or has a city of Boulder residence in high school age, they can come and be a part of what we are. And that is we've got pool tables for kids, and we'll have different events going on. For example, tonight we have DJs. Sometimes we'll have live bands. We had a Nobel Peace Prize speaker last week. We have coffee bar. So a lot of different events that go on here. And kind of what we're hoping for the center is just to get a lot of the kids who come up on the hill may not necessarily have any place to go, anything to do. Those kids that are in high school, they'll be able to come here, have a place to hang out, have a place to call their own.
This is an alcohol and drug-free zone, right?
That's correct.
Can you talk about that?
Well, basically, the clubs that have been here previously have been basically underage nightclubs, like Ground Zero and Club Mecca, and kind of some negative things going on with those. And we want to have an alternative to that. So there's no alcohol, anything like that in the 1360.
It's interesting. Club 1360 there on the hill now replaces the former druggy clubs that were up there. That's an alcohol and drug-free zone. It's based on a club that was started down in Denver for teenagers. It gives them a place to go and dance. Anybody that wants to volunteer or help at that club that will support a clean and sober lifestyle, certainly invited. They need all the help they can get there. It's a slow start, but it's a good thing. It's another positive move up on the hill. Also, I'll take your calls, 440-3572. This is our Reinventing the Hill segment. We spent the weekend up there. You're watching Jann Scott Live, and this is our way of supporting the Hill, supporting the merchants, supporting the CU students, and really having the Hill become a vibrant, fun place instead of just this dark place that it turned into in the past couple of years. Okay, here we go to the next segment. With Go Boulder, it's the new Skip bus.
That's right. The Skip is a new shuttle that runs up and down Broadway, south from Greenbrier all the way north to Lee Hill Road and back.
Tell us about the bus. What kind of bus is this?
Well, it's a
little bus.
It's a little bus. It's a community scaled bus, basically. It fits a lot better on the roads. It's a smaller bus than the normal big RTD buses, and the community actually designed this bus and designed the size and what it would look like and so on and so forth. They're about $140,000.
$140,000 compared to the big buses. We don't care what they cost. These are so cool. I really like them, and they have bike racks.
They do. All
finally
buses, yes, are equipped with bike racks.
And how are the bike racks are being used? Pretty much, are they?
Oh, absolutely. The bus is as The buses have been phenomenally packed.
Yeah. So we need more bike racks on the buses, maybe you think?
Well, actually, all the regional buses around Boulder do have bike racks.
Also, these can double with the SWAT team can use them as rams. You know, when people start riding, get out of control, just push you out of the way with a mountain bike. Jann Scott here on the Hill for our redevelopment. Pam, you've lived in Boulder almost your whole life.
Almost.
So what do you think of the redevelopment here on the Hill?
I hate it.
You hate it? Why?
I hate any change in Boulder. No, I think it's good. I think it's good.
I mean, do you hate it or you think it's good?
Well, I miss the riots and everything, so I really don't. I try not to have an opinion on the Hill, anything to do with the Hill. And I'm a ex-CU student, so I totally miss around the corner. I mean, I think it's great. Mose is up there now. I love Mose, but it's just not the same.
It's not the same.
I'm old.
You are not.
I graduated from Boulder High in 1980, so it was a different town then, completely. You know, it's changed radically.
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 What? Too many yuppies?
Oh, it's a uni-class town now, Jan. That's right.
Exactly. I mean, it's a little too pretty. It's a little too yuppie. It's, you know, I had a friend visit from England,
You're like
and
Mrs.
we walked
Pretty.
down here.
You're Mrs. Yuppie. You're like Mrs. Look at this. She's got the Boda shirt on.
Boda Boulder, great little manufacturing company here.
The sunglasses.
Boulder, local.
Yeah.
No, it's just, you know, I brought a friend from London, England, and we walked the mall, and we walked up here, and we walked around. He said, you know, it's really pretty, but it's kind of plastic. It's not like real.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what Boulder's turned into. You know, it is beautiful here, and I still love it. But
now, who's your favorite talk show host in Boulder or America?
Jim Rome. Out! What is it? That's a snack. No, Jann Scott is one of my favorite Boulder personalities.
Totally insulted me.
Forever. I'd much rather talk to you than Jim Rome. I'd be afraid to talk to you.
Do you want to be on my TV show? Of course, you're on my television show now.
I would love to be on your TV show. I'd love to be on your radio show.
My radio show.
Call-in show.
Yeah. We can be on the call-in TV show.
Call-in TV show?
Yeah.
Oh,
we can help people with their sex problems.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, I'm an expert.
Yeah, so am I.
That's my...
So what do you think of the Hill redevelopment?
I think it looks nice. I think it's long overdue. I hope they spent their money wisely. I know that it was quite a costly endeavor.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen the monies maybe spent a little differently, of course.
Like how?
I think a facelift isn't necessarily what the Hill needed visually. I think reputation comes about by maybe having some police officers up here.
Yeah.
Would have helped a lot more. I think that would have been probably one of the best things the Hill could have used. It's easy to throw money at the problem and spend over $1 million putting in new infrastructure, but that's not where the problems lie on the Hill, if you ask me.
There's where the problems on the Hill lie.
You're not too far off there.
So what do you think of the Hill redevelopment, Mrs. Epstein?
I think it's a great idea. I think it's a fantastic job that they have done.
Yeah, you like it. What do you see for the future?
I see for the future more people, more families coming up to the Hill. The students should be their cradle.
Yeah.
Their where they shop is right across from CU. I see that this is a big investment for the city and for CU to have done that, and obviously for the businesses.
Anniversary?
Yes, it is.
Your business has been up here for 4 years now, huh?
Yes, we enjoy working with the students and with the community. It's very different. The Hill is very different. It's very alive. You deal with a lot of different kinds of people, but mostly with the students. The future of our country.
Yeah, it is the future of our country. Jann Scott here with Mrs. Epstein at the Hill redevelopment. All right, back in studio. We're up visiting the Hill this past weekend, trying to get your opinions on what you think of the Hill and how it's turning out. Back to the telephones. Talk with VG. Hi, you're on the air.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quickly, because we got about 30 seconds before we go to the next clip.
Oh, well, so
Okay, what?
I guess I don't have time then.
What's your comment?
Well, I moved here from another part of Colorado. I'm an empty nester.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really funny because I accidentally rented a place on Fraternity Row.
Mm-hmm.
And so I deal with lone rogue screamers in the middle of the night.
Accidentally, move.
Yeah, well, no, I accidentally rented a place in the middle of it all.
Yeah.
I viewed the place in the morning.
How do you like the way it's turned out now?
Well, it looks good, and it looks like it's a nice environment for people to be civilized
Are you still up there?
Yes, I've decided, I just tell myself to go back to sleep after they finish screaming.
All right, thanks for your call.
Bye.
All right, back to the more segments here. Here comes, I think it's Officer Reddy. Not Officer Reddy, excuse me. It's Steve Headley with the Boulder Police Department.
So, what's the police department doing tonight?
Well, tonight we're patrolling around the hill like we generally do, looking for parties, alcohol violations, underage drinkers, that sort of thing. Keg parties, people walking around the street with open containers of alcohol. And so far tonight we can't go a block without running into somebody, so it's been a busy night already tonight. We haven't hit any of the big keggers so far, but they're out there, and again right now we're just doing sweeps up and down the streets looking for the people walking around with the alcohol violations. So we anticipate another busy night tonight.
Yeah. What do you think's changed since the riots? Has anything changed in terms of the police department?
We've changed our approach on how we're working a lot of these parties. Last year and the years before, if we found a large keg party, what we would do is get enough officers around to surround the house, send a couple police officers in, find some underage drinkers that are walking the periphery outside of the house, and that would give us reasonable suspicion to understand that there's alcohol violations going on inside. So we'd surround the house, keep everybody contained, and start writing tickets for the alcohol violations. This year, when we find a keg party, we'll find some underage drinkers that are leaving the party out on the street, out on the sidewalk. We will contact the owners of the party, let them know that we've contacted some underage drinkers, and let them know that they could either be cited for providing alcohol to minors and voluntarily relinquish the keg or whatever alcohol they've got, or we can surround the residence or whatever facility they're in and start writing tickets again. So far we've gotten a lot of cooperation this year with people just being willing to relinquish the kegs or whatever alcohol they've got. We may write 1 or 2 tickets. The high probability is that we'll write tickets to the people that are supplying alcohol to the underage drinkers, and then everybody else gets cut loose. That way we can hit 5 or 6 more parties a night as opposed to hitting 1 or 2 parties that takes up so much time to write the tickets for.
How are the kids responding to you guys this year?
Seem to be real cooperative with it. So far we've gotten very good compliance with the people that are hosting the parties, that are relinquishing the kegs or the alcohol to us. And even at times we're just giving them a warning on having the parties, and we try to educate them about if they're going to have parties, what's the smartest way to do it, make sure that they don't have underage drinkers, et cetera, et cetera. It's the same old story that we've been doing for several years now.
At the front there, leading out at Fred Rodriguez is in second, and it looks like Clark Sheehan is in third.
So it looks like our top race guys went.
Basically, just thank God that I made it past over that hill. And then it was time to go ahead and point it downhill, grab about 4 gears, and then look over your shoulder and see who's breathing down your neck, because you didn't want them to pass you downhill in the corner.
Yeah.
My God, if you stayed ahead of them going up the hill, you didn't want to get cheated on the way downhill, and so you want to rest a little bit and get your stuff together. And so this first corner came into it, relatively easy, about 26. We came into that other corner about 33, and you basically had so much adrenaline pumping that it was like, okay, wherever the corner is, there's a curve on one side, there's a curve on the other side. Just pick the line between the 2 curves and just smoke through. You don't really care. And Phil, I couldn't even pass him. I tried passing him, and he was I couldn't even catch him. I couldn't pull speed on him. He was flying downhill just as fast as I was.
How long was the course?
A little over a mile.
And how many laps?
Did 7 laps.
7 laps total.
Yeah, the race was short. They had a problem with cars on the track this morning, and so it took them an hour and a half longer to get the cars removed than what they had planned. And so we started real late, so due to time crunch, they backed us up to about 20 minutes. I got 22 minutes on my computer.
You raced in the Citizens Race.
The Citizens Race.
And I could have raced in that.
You could have raced in that.
Anybody could have.
Anybody could have walked up today.
Yeah.
You know, with basically a helmet and a bicycle without stuff that was, made it USCF illegal. You know, and if you had stuff on it that was wrong, profile bars or bar ends on your mountain bike, there was guys to help you with tools. You just take that stuff off.
Hey, Brandon. Hey, back with you in studio here, Jann Scott Live. That was my friend Pete, who placed high in the Citizens Race. And see what Officer Headley had to say, Steve Headley? The cops are trying. They're trying to work with the students more and more. Okay, this is the music video that we shot. The music is Fish, and the name of this program is Jann Scott. Huh? Hey, tell us we can't make music videos? Yeah, we can do it all. We've got a great staff here on Jann Scott Live. Brandon Coy, Zach Daudert. We've got Gabe Lee and Jim Gibson. Good crowd of people work on the TV show. This brings Jann Scott Live comes to another close or another end.